Well, you are actually in California. But welcome, everybody. Welcome here to the Sports Talk Network. And welcome here to Talking Package with Steve as we talk about all 32 every week. And as we go moving forward after we did week one, now we go through week one games, talk about the games, are just good, bad, uglies. And then we move on to week two when we predict what we think week two is going to be all about. And then at the end, we give our game of the weeks and we do that fun song and dance. And that's kind of how the platform will go. That's how we'll go each and every week moving forward between week 2 and 17 and then all the way up to the Super Bowl, where then we will end it there. But let's go back to last week. Let's go back to week one and go back to game one that kicked off the 100th season of the NFL with the Green Bay Packers defeating the Chicago Bears 10-3. On Sunday, we had the Kansas City Chiefs destroy the Jacksonville Jaguars 40-26. The Minnesota Vikings defeating the Atlanta Falcons 28-12. Tennessee Titans blowing off that, what was that supposed to be, Super Bowl ready Cleveland Browns 33-13, a 30-point win. We got the Jets being the Jets and losing to the Bills 17-16, blowing a 16-point lead. We have the Dolphins doing Dolphin things for this season, losing to the Ravens 59-10. We have Washington team actually showing up and playing well and did well. Shout out specifically to Vernon Davis. Everything that he was going through, my thoughts and prayers with his family, losing his grandfather. I know how everybody does, but specifically knowing how that feels. But the Eagles getting the win in the game, 32-27. In a close matchup that I kind of thought might not be as close, but the LA Rams, the defending NFC champions, defeat the Panthers on the road, 30-27. We have Jacoby Brissett and the Indianapolis Colts showing out somewhat, but losing effort in LA against the Chargers, 30-24. The Bengals shocking the nation and actually doing well, and keep getting a close game against Seattle, 21-20. Seattle winning by one single point. We have the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, Dallas Cowboys, non-America's team. Dallas Cowboys defeating the New York Giants 35-17 at home. Big divisional win for Dallas. The 49ers winning on the road in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, home of WrestleMania that will be coming up. The 49ers defeating the Buccaneers 31-17. We already have our first tie of the NFL season already happening in week one, when really it shouldn't have happened for reasons. Of course, should have been an interception and a field goal to win it, but 27-27 tie Lions and Cardinals. Sunday Night Football on NBC. New England Patriots, the reigning defending Super Bowl champions, defeating the Steelers by 30 points, 33-3, which then prompts everybody to wonder, will the Patriots do it this year? Will they go undefeated?
Dear God.
In a doubleheader for Monday Night Football, we have the Saints proving that Drew Brees is actually a good quarterback, at least to me. Saints defeating the Texans 30-28 with that last second heroic drive by Drew Brees. I do respect that. The Oakland Raiders showing that, hey, we didn't need AB. It would have been great to have him because he's a great football player, but the headache, they didn't want any of that BS. And the Raiders defeat the Denver Broncos at home. They're in Oakland 24-16. So going all over all the scores and all the stuff, and all the football that I'm sure you enjoyed beyond just the Cowboys win. What are your good, bad, and uglies from week one?
Well, my ugly is the Cards and Lions. Also, the Jets. Oh my God. They couldn't protect Darnold if they were paid to. Oh, wait. They were. Pats, I knew this. I knew the Steelers were just lambs to the slaughter. Well, I said the Giants and Cowboys was going to be a 50-50. God, I'm glad I was wrong. Same thing with the Broncos and the Raiders. Again, I'm glad I was wrong. Otherwise, I didn't do too bad. I mean, I picked the Bears, but and I picked the Brownies. I actually went against my heart on that one.
Right, yeah.
Because I lived in Tennessee for 2 years. But other than that, it was honestly a really good slate. I mean, my good is obviously the Dallas game. I mean, we showed who we are. Freaking time too. My bad. I
Yeah.
mean, there really wasn't a bad game on the slate. I think the uglies were, the Jets and the Lions and Cards. There wasn't necessarily a bad game per se. There were more bad games in college than there were in pro.
Oh, I agree. For me, good, bad, and ugly. Ugly. You're a football team in the NFL. Can you please try to win a game? Miami Dolphins. I mean, did you hear the reports in regards to like 6 to 8 players or more wanting to now leave Miami and not want to deal with this BS? They wanting to be traded? They want to go anywhere?
The only reason why anybody wants to be a professional athlete in Florida, anyways, because there's no state tax.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think
No
there's so
state
many
tax, and you can
professional
live that.
athletes in
You can
Florida?
live that best life like you can in California as
California.
as an athlete.
Yeah, California is actually really expensive to live in. We're like the third most expensive state in the country.
So that's my ugly. That's just obvious. It's hitting you in the face with the Dolphins. My bad is the Jets. I thought that they were going to. I thought they were going to do good, and they did. But I also thought that they were a good enough team with a strongly built defense for the past actually 2 off seasons, really. You bring in Le'Veon Bell now on the offensive side. You're up 16 points against a Buffalo Bills team that literally couldn't do anything during that game, most of it, and then Buffalo just they stampede right through you to get the win and win by a point. So that's my bad. It's lucky it's not my ugly. Dolphins. The Jets can thank the Dolphins for that, but just for me, I think that's bad. Just because I thought the Jets were going to be good. I believe I did pick them to win, and it's just how the game actually went, how that story went in regards to the game, that they should have had it won, and they just let it go. They just let it slip out of their hands. Too much prevent, and it just cost them. And Buffalo stormed back because Buffalo's a professional team. They're going to keep trying. They're actually going to try to win the game. So Buffalo getting the win, and I commend Buffalo for them or for that. And then my good beyond the Packers win, my good I do have to say is kind of a double thing. It's Drew Brees and Dak Prescott showing me that they are actually worthy of contracts that they have and the other one wants to get. Dak Prescott, I always saw as someone that was more of a game manager, one of those quarterbacks that I thought could have been a third tier kind of thing. But he showed out that he could be a very good quarterback, be a top tier quarterback, be deserving and earning of a $30 million a year contract in one game, yes, but still showed me something. So Dak and Drew, for both of them, showing me that I should show them a little bit more respect than I usually do, because for both Drew Brees and Dak Prescott, I'm usually not their biggest supporters. Usually.
Right.
But so that's my good in regards to that, good, bad, and ugly. So let's move on to week 2. If I can get to week 2. There we go. Excuse me. All right, week 2. First, we have the Thursday night game, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Carolina Panthers. I'll let you go first. How do you see this one going down?
I'll take the Panthers. They showed a lot of heart on Sunday, even in a losing effort. That, and I just don't like Jameis. Haven't liked him since college.
I am going to go with Carolina as well. I thought I was going to see more in regards to Tampa Bay, especially in the first game against San Francisco. It's a good defense, but still 49ers. But I'm going with Carolina Panthers over the Buccaneers 27-17 there in that contest. Heading over to Sunday games, we have Arizona against Baltimore, the Battle of the Birds. Cardinals versus Ravens. They're in Baltimore. And again, I'll let you go first. How do you see this one shaping up?
I like the Ravens. I think Lamar is not good. That Cards defense isn't ready for Lamar. They just aren't. He's going to be throwing to every target he can. If the Ravens don't score at least 35 points, I will be surprised.
Yeah, I'm kind of going that way in regard to that. As well in regards to score, I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens as well. Ravens over Cardinals, 32-13 final score there for me. Next up is the LA Chargers versus the Detroit Lions, the other team in that tie from last week with Arizona. This game being in Detroit. I'll go first here. I'll go with LA getting a win on the road to start 2-0. I got the Chargers over the Lions 27-13 in that contest. So what say you?
I like the Bolts. The Lions were so inefficient on Sunday that they couldn't even get out of a paper bag, I don't think. I think this is LA's game to lose.
Yeah, and I think more so in regards to the Lions defense than anything else in regards to their deficiencies. Next up, we have divisional battle game here. We have the Indianapolis Colts against the Tennessee Titans in Tennessee. As I'll go first again, I'll go with the. I'm going to go with the Titans over the Colts. Titans show me something. Titans over the Colts 27-23 in a win there at home. How do you see it shaping up?
See, I don't think it would be that close. I think the Titans are going to win, but I think it's going to be more like 35-14. I don't like Indy's defense.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. See that, respect that for sure. But I think just in a divisional battle, just like if there was, like in the past with Patriots Dolphins, closer in Miami usually. You have close games.
If you don't have the tools, you're not going to be able to build the house.
True, you are what your team is made of. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. I always just like to, just at least for me, I always like to have that divisional aspect, the weird twist of that side of things, I guess.
Yeah.
But I do definitely see where you're coming from. Actually, teams that are coming onto this field there in Tennessee for that game.
Right.
Moving forward, we're going with the 49ers against the Bengals. Bengals showing up and showing out, showing that they're, I don't know. I was just saying at least something because I thought that maybe, at least if the game was starting, that game could have been a blowout. Cincinnati showing face, but here at home against the 49ers, I'll let you go first. How do you see this contest going in Cincinnati?
See, Cincinnati showed out, yeah, but they're still Cincinnati. I don't think they're ready for prime time yet. I like the Niners. I like Jimmy G. I'll go 27-10.
For this contest, I see the 49ers continuing on doing well, I guess, against Tampa Bay and famous Jameis, right? But for him, I'm actually going to go with the 49ers over the Bengals. 49ers over the Bengals in another close game. Cincinnati fighting to the end, but the 49ers getting the win, whether last second or in overtime. Close scoring game. 49ers over the Bengals, 13-10 in Cincinnati. Moving right along, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Texans. I'll go first. Unfortunately, with Nick Foles being out for a while, now on IR, I don't think he can go back to Week 10. So here I have Texans taking it pretty simply, 42-10. Texans over Jacksonville. Wow. What say you?
You don't even give the Jags a chance, do you?
No.
I was thinking more 35-14, but yeah, Texans have it.
Next up in Green Bay, first home game for the Packers are at Lambeau Field. Divisional game against the Minnesota Vikings. Battle of 1-0, so battle for the division already. Who's going to take the top spot and lead by a game? Vikings over the Packers. So since this is my team, I shall let you go first. How do you see this one panning out in the battle for the NFC North?
This is not because this is your team and I like to serve the pot. This is strictly a football pick. I like the Vikings. I like their defense. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be put on his butt multiple times. So I'm thinking like 24-20, 24-21. I think it's going to be close, but I think the Vikes are going to squeak it out.
I see that. We haven't really showed, especially in Chicago. I mean, it was a battle of defense, and I see the same thing here. Difference is Vikings have a better quarterback, so I see this being closer to a shootout than a 3-3 tie in the fourth quarter sort of thing.
Right.
But in the end, I think with Packers actually having a defense and having one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and Aaron, I think we're going to show up and show out in our home game. I mean, so I'm giving the edge to the home team, giving the edge to my team, yes. I'm going with the Packers over the Vikings. Close game, less than a field goal, just like we were talking about the other game that I was mentioning in the past. For the Packers over the Vikings, 27-24, getting the win there in Green Bay. Moving right along, we got Dallas going on the road to Washington, the Cowboys against Washington.
Yep.
I'll go first here since this is your team. And just for general football purposes, I'm going with Dallas because they showed out in their first game against the Giants. Washington, not too much better than New York in regards to all football team. I'm going with Dallas over Washington, though again, Washington will might scare you. It might be close at halftime, and they might actually be leading at halftime. But in the end, I see Dallas Cowboys getting the W. I see Dallas Cowboys defeating Washington on the road, 35-23. So what say you? What do you see happen in Washington?
Like you were saying with the Vikes and the Packers, it's a divisional battle. Records go out the window. People play harder. I agree with your analysis. I don't think Dallas is going to score at will like they did with New York, because they pretty much did. I think it's going to be closer. I honestly think like 24-17, 24-21.
Yeah, it's one of those. I mean, it's not. It's one of those, like, people call games sometimes like this a trap game when it's not. It's just a divisional game, or like you said, or like we both said, just.
I mean, I can understand why people would call this a trap game, though, because people see Washington and they're like, "Oh, Washington sucks. We could just blow right through them and look into week 3." If Dallas is, to use a really bad cliche, if they keep their eye on the ball and actually, do their fundamentals and play like I know they can play, like they did Sunday night, they can get the job done.
But like I said, really get the job done. That's true. That's just how the NFL works. That's why they say that's why we play the games. Herm Edwards said that's why you play the games. But all in all, Dallas.
He's good as a pro. Sucks as a college coach, though.
True. Okay. Anyways, moving right along, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers at home against the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks coming off a win by 1 point. Pittsburgh getting demolished by 30 by the defending champion. So I guess you can't blame them, but then you still can for not showing up. So I thought that game was going to be closer. So for that, my prediction is Seattle over Pittsburgh, 24-13. And you might be big and strong, but beyond that, I don't know about the rest of your game. But 24-13, Seattle over Pittsburgh on the road. What say you?
I hate to say it, but I agree with you, man. There's not a lot of conflict here this week. Seattle can take care of a team like Pittsburgh. They're not the steel curtain anymore, by any means. I think Russell Wilson is going to have a really good day.
Same here. And here for the 1-0 Buffalo Bills against the 0-1 Giants. You got the Bills battling the Giants in New York. They're formerly the Meadowlands, but they're in New York MetLife Stadium. I'll let you go first. How do you see this game going with Bills versus Giants?
I hate to tick off Bills Mafia, but I think the Giants are pissed off that they got utterly spanked by Dallas, and they're going to take it out on Buffalo. I see this being 35-28.
Yeah,
it's definitely not going to be a defensive battle. That's for sure.
No, that's for sure. But I'm going as well. I'm going with the home team, giving them a little bit of edge just in regards to a home team. As they do in Vegas and betting, usually get a 3-point spread. But I'm going with Giants over the Bills, 26-24. Close game. Giants eking out a win, just like the Bills eked out a win last week in week 1 against the Jets, but this time it's not going in their favor. Giants over Bills.
And I can understand where you're coming from, but these aren't the Jets. I mean, the Giants do have a little bit of an O-line.
Yes, that's for sure.
Just now, but still.
Yeah, well, yeah. Now I want to talk about a game that this next game might be like the Ravens game because they're facing the same team. We have the Patriots against the Dolphins in Miami. I would just simply see the Dolphins losing, the Patriots winning, 42-3 on the road. So I don't really think I need to say more. What do you think?
Yeah, if the Pats don't hang 50 on them, I mean, it's like shooting fish at a barrel, man. I think it's like, I don't know, 52-3. I'll give him a field goal for showing up.
That's why I gave him the field goal for being there. Next up, we have a battle for the AFC West in a sense. We have the 1-0 Chiefs against the 1-0 Raiders in Oakland. You want to talk about a trap game? We were talking about that with your Dallas Cowboys facing Washington.
Definitely.
A quote-unquote trap game because, honestly, for me personally, I don't like to use that for divisional games as trap games because, teams play.
It's an old cliche, so...
But for me, I'm going to go with the Raiders. I guess in a quote-unquote surprise, but I'm going to go with the Raiders over the Chiefs. Raiders showed me something in their week 1 win against Denver. Yes, it was Denver, but I do think the Raiders can have the Chiefs' number. Wanted to prove something on offense. They proved it against Denver. I think they can prove it against Kansas City. Now, Kansas City's defense is good, but some of their secondary, lack thereof. So I'm going with Oakland over Kansas City. Close game, getting the win in the end, 24-21. Oakland 2-0 at top of the division for the moment. What say you?
Are you reading my notes? That's all I have to say to you. I have the Raiders. I have them in a close game, 24-21, 17-14, something to that effect. Like I said, you've been reading my notes. You cheating.
You little bastard. No, it's more like great minds think alike, right? And moving right along to, I'm sure, a game not only the teams have been looking forward to, but NFL fans, even not just Saints fans, but NFL fans have been looking forward to. That's already happening in week 2. We have the Northern Saints facing the LA Rams. Here this time happening in LA. For me, I'll go first here. I'm going to go with the Rams over the Saints, getting the win this time, not because of the help of referees, but just because they actually will earn it. Truly 100%. I'm going LA Rams over the Saints, 35-27 in that contest. What say you?
See, I've got the Saints getting revenge. I think it's time for them to show them what should have happened last season. I think Drew Brees is going to come out angry. I think he's just going to have a record day. I'm thinking like 35-17.
Mm-hmm. No, I see that definitely possibility of happening. Next matchup is the battle of 0-1 teams. Chicago Bears against the
Oh, I just laughed. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were going to say something. Chicago Bears, Denver Broncos. I'll let you go first here. How you see this going down in Denver? Oh, I guess she had to leave.
I'm sorry about that. You know how our phones have been vibrating off the hook. I pushed the wrong thing.
It's all good. It's all good. But
we're on Bears Broncos, right?
Yep, and I was throwing it to you. What do you see for that one?
The Bears showed me nothing. Absolutely nothing. They couldn't protect Trubisky. They have one of the best defensive players in the league, and he did absolutely nothing. I've got the Broncos in this. 6-3.
I'm going Broncos over Bears, 13-10 for a final close game, but I don't see either offense. Joe Flacco isn't a great or starting quarterback, as most may think, and he showed that against Oakland, a good defense. And Trubisky didn't show anything either against Green Bay. So close game though still, but Denver getting it up. We're running along to the Sunday Night Football game on NBC. We got the Philadelphia Eagles battling the Atlanta Falcons, a second game. So pretty much for week 2, we have the battle of the birds of both 4 franchises, this time with the Eagles and Falcons in Atlanta. I'll go first here. I'm going to go with the Eagles over Atlanta. I see the Eagles running roughshod on Atlanta. I have them winning 35-13, winning on the road. What say you?
See, I've got the home team. I like Julio Jones. I think they just had an off week, honestly, and I think it's going to be a lot closer than we think. I'm thinking like, I don't know, 14-10.
All right. I see that. And for Monday night, how interesting it shall be. The Cleveland Browns battling the New York Jets. With the Browns, who maybe are what we thought they were, right? And the Jets that are just the Jets. Two teams that most of the talking heads say and said that we're going to be vastly improving, Cleveland being a Super Bowl contender already before games were even played. But for this matchup, I will have to choose someone. So for this matchup, I'm going to go with the Jets over the Browns in a close game. Jets over Browns. Just for the mere fact that Cleveland is its own mess for many different reasons, on the field and off. I'm going Jets over Browns 23-17. Jets over Browns. What say you?
Jets over Browns 7-3. I have no faith in Baker Mayfield. Beckham basically just shit the bed. I do not like this Cleveland team. I do not feel bad for Cleveland fans because you know what? You talked. You got punched in the mouth. You deserve whatever you get.
Exactly. Now, just to let you know, I will be leaving here for a couple of seconds as I get helmets, but I'll let you then go first. What game for week 2 is Becky's game of the week?
Becky's game of the week. Besides I can't pick my home team not my home team. Excuse me. I can't pick my team because that would just be biased. So I'm really looking forward to the Vikings and the Packers just because it's going to be a great divisional rivalry. And yeah, I'll go Vikings Packers actually.
Nice. And for me, for my game of the week, sorry, it is not the Cowboys game, but it is one that I talked about. It is one that I picked an upset. We've got the Kansas City Chiefs and the Oakland Raiders for that matchup. There we go. Let's put it in frame. There we go. Raiders versus Chiefs for a game of the week. And as I did, I predicted Oakland for the win. Look at that beautiful logo for the Raiders. But yes, that is my game of the week.
But I like where I sleep at night. So.
Well, as I talked about with the Jaguars, how when I was younger, I liked them because, visually, I've always been about how I like logos. So, plus with the Raiders and just their logo and all that history it has with Oakland and the teams of the 70s and 80s. But yes, that is my game of the week, and the Raiders getting the win.
Yeah.
And I'll let you. And before we leave, I'll let you promote your stuff, social media, and any other last words you have for us.
Well, as far as Twitter's concerned, I am at PokerLady718. Instagram, I am ROTCbrat718. I'm also a moderator for former Lucha Underground champion Marty the Moth Casaus. I hate stumbling over that. If there are any wrestling fans in the audience and you want to actually talk to a professional wrestler and actually hang out with him and find out that he's actually pretty fair dude, stop on by, say hello, tell him that you came by the Talking Packers podcast, and we'll treat you right.
And for me, as always, you can find the show on Twitter at Talking_Packers. You can find me also personally at Army_Strong_06. Find me on Snapchat at StevieK_06. On Instagram, Steven K_06. You can find the fan page for Talking Packers with Steve on Facebook. Just search the title of the show and click the like button and be a fan there, as I try to post at least more frequently as the season now is upon us in brief of that. But I thank everybody that watched live and those that will be watching when it's archived. But me and Becky have to go because we're going to have some interesting stuff going down for Twitch challenge and Twitter challenge, and moving forward from there, just like we did with Whodunit, But I thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a great rest of your evening. And I will see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow night we'll have Steve's Wrestling Ramble. Me, Becky, and others. Go
Point
ahead.
of order before you start going into the spiel about the Ramble. I may have a surprise for the viewers of the Ramble next week because we are going to be doing Clash of Champions this week, are we not?
Yep, we're predicting Clash tonight or tomorrow night.
Okay, so yeah, I may have a surprise for our viewers next week, so tune in.
Look at that, and I don't even know it, so hey, it's surprise to the host. So it's yes, tomorrow night we'll be predicting Clash of Champions, going over Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live, somewhat on the side as we actually do the show and talk about things. So check that out, wrestling fans over there, and yeah. So enjoy the weather in your area above all else, as always. Take care.